I can never understand it when I hear people say they wish the LSAT didn't exist, because the LSAT is a massive opportunity. It's a chance for you to get into better law schools, get more scholarship money, possibly both. Because the thing is, your undergraduate GPA is already pretty fixed at this point in time, but you can put in just a few months and radically change the trajectory of your entire legal career, as well as your financial future. Today, I'll walk you through how to maximize your LSAT prep, get law school scholarship money, and set yourself up for long-term career success. First, for those who don't know me, my name is Steve Schwartz. I've been teaching the LSAT since 2005, and I personally increased my own LSAT score from a 152 to a 175. Now, you don't want to think of the LSAT as just another box to check off in your law school application process. It is the box, and here's why. The LSAT is the single most important component of your law school application. It's more than half of your chances of admission, a whole lot more than your undergraduate GPA. A high LSAT score can more than make up for a lower GPA, but the opposite is rarely true. Now, here's where it gets really exciting. Law schools use LSAT scores as leverage to compete for top applicants to raise their standing in the ever-important US News Law School rankings. And so a higher LSAT score can oftentimes directly translate into more scholarship money, and even admission officers themselves will tell you this. A jump of just a few points could mean tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in tuition savings. This is why I so often recommend that students retake the LSAT, because even just a point or two more could lead to getting a whole lot more scholarship money. And of course, your LSAT score will impact where you go to law school, and your choice of law school will determine in large part what career doors open for you after graduation. For top ranked schools that I'm talking here, T50, T20, T14, getting job placement into big law jobs, corporate law jobs is significantly higher at T20 and T14 schools. And even if your goal is not to get into big law, getting a scholarship can reduce your law school tuition debt, easing that financial burden for you and letting you choose your career path if you want to do public interest, for example, without having to worry as much about repaying those loans. Now let's talk about why the LSAT is learnable. The LSAT is not about your innate intelligence. It's certainly not about your self-worth. It's a test of skills, logical reasoning, critical reasoning, analytical thinking, and all of these skills can be learned and refined over time with practice. But it's not going to happen overnight, and you can't cram for this in just a few weeks. LSAT prep is a marathon, not a sprint, and you want to think about it like learning a new language rather than memorizing something with flashcards. And of course, you wouldn't expect to become fluent in French or Japanese if you don't speak those languages already after just a week or even a month. It takes time to build those skills and recognize the patterns. You've got to be patient. You've got to dedicate focused effort over at least a couple of months, ideally, to achieve your fullest potential and recognize the language of logic that LSAT is testing. But the good news is, with the right strategies and approach, you can improve your score significantly. And I'm talking here 10, 20, 30 points or more beyond your initial diagnostic. And by the way, if you'd like my help on your journey to improving your score by 10, 20, 30 points or more, my team and I would be glad to help you out. At LSAT Unplugged, we offer live online classes via Zoom, on-demand video courses, small group coaching, and one-on-one coaching. You can check out the links below to book a call with me and my team. We'd be glad to help you out. Now let's talk about some strategies for success. First off, you want to find your why to maintain your motivation. Think about why you want a top LSAT score. Maybe it's about getting into your dream law school or graduating without any debt. Whatever it is, keep that why front and center during your LSAT prep. When the going gets tough, remind yourself that just a few months of focused effort can pay off for decades over the course of your legal career. But you don't want to be so motivated that you burn out. Remember, you can't cram for this like you would for a midterm in college. Cramming leads to burnout, which is going to destroy your productivity. It's counterproductive. Instead, you want to limit your studying on any given day to just 2 to 4 hours a day max, maybe 5 if you want to push it a little bit, but we don't want you to burn out. That's why we create personalized day-by-day study plans for all of our students to help you manage your energy, manage your focus. And the good news is that if you study effectively, you don't have to put in 6 to 8 hours a day. We want you taking plenty of breaks to recharge when necessary and incorporate active rest into your day, maybe something like exercise or doing something creative so your brain has time to process the skills you've learned of the LSAT and better recognize the patterns in the logic that you're encountering. Now, if you're feeling stressed or anxious or nervous about the LSAT, it's totally normal. The way you counteract this is with proper preparation, like simulating real world test day conditions during your prep to desensitize yourself to the pressure so that test day itself will ideally feel like just another run through. We want you taking at least 5, if not 10 full length practice tests before the big day so that test day itself will feel like just another run through. If you've done several of them, the actual exam will feel like a breeze. And if you're feeling stuck, if your score has plateaued, don't worry, this happens to everyone. There are a number of different strategies that you can use to counteract and break through that plateau. One of the biggest is reviewing your mistakes in depth. At LSAT Unplugged, we use the Socratic review method to help you figure out exactly what mistakes you're making and why, whether it's in logical reasoning, for example, the stimulus, or in reading comprehension, the passage. Maybe your mistake was in the question stem, or maybe it was in something about how you navigated the answer choices, tempting wrong answers, unappealing right answers. We want you looking at what was your thought process initially and how should it have been different so that you can learn the lesson for the next time around. We incorporate the Socratic review method into our courses and into our one-on-one coaching programs. If you're interested in finding out more, again, check out the links below to book a call with me and my team. We'd be glad to help you out. We also want to make sure that you're drilling your weak areas, helping you focus on whatever is giving you trouble until you consistently get it right. So for example, if you're struggling with flaw questions or strengthening questions or weakening questions, we want you doing small, focused sets of these particular questions until you see your accuracy improving. And maybe we're going to have you, of course, review some foundational course lesson videos to help you shore up any gaps in your understanding. Now, once you've mastered the individual question types, we want you to mix those into full timed sections, because on test day itself, of course, in a given logical reasoning section, you're going to be switching gears frequently between different question types and different methods of reasoning. Now, let's talk a bit more about how to maximize your financial payoff of getting that higher LSAT score to maximize your law school scholarship money. Remember that law schools need you more than you need them. They want and need top LSAT scores to boost their status in the rankings. Law school admission officers know that every single LSAT score above their current median will help them raise their standing in the ever important US News Law School rankings. And this is why they offer scholarships as an incentive for you to choose them over someone else. So don't be afraid to negotiate. If one school offers you a scholarship, use it as leverage to negotiate with other schools. All it takes is asking. Don't be afraid to negotiate. Many students increase their scholarship offers significantly, and I'm talking tens of thousands of dollars just by asking. Also, go beyond prestige. You might want to consider a lower ranked school with more scholarship money, possibly even a full ride, than a higher ranked school with less scholarship money. Weigh your options carefully. The implications are huge. For a lot of students, graduating debt-free is worth a whole lot more than getting a more prestigious diploma. Now remember, of course, it all comes back to getting the best possible LSAT score. The LSAT is learnable, and your hard work now will pay off big time, whether it's getting into a better ranked law school, getting more scholarship money, having a better career that really excites you. It all starts here. Set realistic goals to build a strong foundation. And remember that getting a higher LSAT score isn't just about getting into a better law school. It's about setting yourself up for career success. If you'd like my help on your journey to getting that 170 plus to get into a better school or get more scholarship money, or both, to graduate debt-free, get into big law, whatever your goals are, my team and I would be glad to help you out. Again, check out the links below to book a call with me and my team. And in the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.